On behalf of the SEMI Board of Directors and the SEMI staff, both locally and worldwide, I'd like to formally welcome you to SEMICON Taiwan 1997. Semiconductor manufacturing is a critically important part of Taiwan's national development, and SEMI is pleased to participate in supporting the tremendous growth of Taiwan's semiconductor industry.
欢迎各位贵宾，尤其是从国外贵宾来到中华民国台湾。Welcome to Taipei Department 10。
各位贵宾，1997年台湾半导体设备材料展已经正式展开。Ladies and gentlemen, the SEMICON Taiwan 1997 is officially open.
Again, our second show. Last year we had our first show in September around the same time frame. About 461 booths. This year about 850 booths. So that represents a 82% increase from last year.
Wow, the Prime Minister, huh, for our show. Wasn't that great? As the chip-making industry evolved in Taiwan, we initially provided assistance in the form of special technical seminars for local manufacturing, for the engineers at Hsinchu Science-Based Park here, Industrial Park here in Taiwan. Later, increasing industry activity warranted a full-fledged SEMI office. As you can see, the great job that Alan and his people are doing in this office is just outstanding. That's when Alan Jung was relocated from the Mountain View office in California to establish an office in Hsinchu in 1995. The Asian marketplace, and specifically the Taiwanese marketplace, is so important to our members at SEMI. Working with TSIA, we will host the first and hopefully annual ISS conference in Taiwan here in December. We have the keynote speaker either for the dinner or for the opening will be Jerry Sanders. Is that the dinner or the opening of the dinner that first night? SEMI's work in promoting standards in the joint guidelines on the transition from 200 millimeter diameter to 300 millimeter diameter really is just another example of that continued cooperation we're doing. The shift from 200 millimeter to 300 millimeter wafers may be the largest single transition in world history in any industry, as a matter of fact. The cost requirements are significantly high in that transition. Just to our members alone, we think that cost may be in the range of $14 billion. Put that in terms of the space program in the U.S. In the early 60s, it's about equivalent to that. So it is a major one, and that's just for the SEMI equipment and materials people, not all up and down the ecosystem. But we say these requirements are high and the costs are high, and so are the benefits for the device makers. It could significantly lower the costs and has the potential of really making us stay on that 20 to 25% learning curve that makes the Moore's Law work. The joint guidelines that were facilitated by SEMI, we think will take as much as 2 to 3 years off the time required and to coordinate this whole transition from 200 to 300 millimeter. Full 300 millimeter lines are scheduled to be operational in late 1999. This is a fuzzy number. We don't know where it'll be, but it's somewhere in that range between late 99, early 2000, maybe 2001, in that range of time. Only recently the general public began to realize the contribution of the world semiconductor markets to the end product. We believe that similarly the companies that make the equipment, the materials, the services, and the processes used by semiconductor device makers deserve a similar recognition. Semiconductor equipment materials companies are at the beginning of the high-tech ecosystem. If you think in terms of the retail, the electronics equipment, and you come down what we used to call the food chain, we really don't believe that's a food chain anymore. We believe it's an ecosystem because we truly are not anymore selling, if you will, equipment to the device maker, but we're selling process, know-how. And so we're taking maybe a much more leading role in that ecosystem.
也不是100%的，因为你10年了，而且技术上有风险，市场上有风险。
The semiconductor industry in Taiwan is one of the most rapidly growing. And certainly in our equipment materials area, we have increased to the point that the last 6 months, the last half year, that particular part of the industry is number 3 now in the world.